Hi guys, welcome to this new episode of Inspirations. That's my podcast about knitting, about yarn dyeing. I'm Christelle, I am an indie dyer. I live near Paris and I'm soon to be relocated to Normandy. I'm actually shooting the podcast today in my new home, so you might find the sound a bit different from the usual. It's not the same setting. We've bought a house end of last year and we have not moved in yet. That's why there is a lot of echo, no furniture yet, apart from, your camping outdoor furniture and the Christmas decorations, because we're coming to the house, so we're driving to the house. Maybe it's a 2-hour drive from where we still live. And we are coming to the house maybe twice a month on weekends and on vacation, school vacation like this one. And because we're not there a lot, we have still not removed any Christmas decoration, guys. You have the wreath right there, your tinsel and fairy lights, and the Christmas tree is looking at me right now. It's just in front of me. I asked the kids to remove it, to put away the Christmas decorations, and I would have put the tree away as well. And my husband told me, the room is quite empty. Maybe we can just leave it there. At least it feels less empty when we come around and spend some time. So let's leave it there and enjoy it. Well, we will really have a strong feeling of Christmas in July, I think, this year. So we are really enjoying the time that we are spending here. We can't wait to be to move for real and stay here all the time. As far as I'm concerned. As far as the little ones are concerned, my teenage daughter has another opinion on the matter. It's going to be a bit rougher for her to adapt to the new environment, because it's really on the countryside, and the closest city is like a 15-minute drive, and that's where her high school is going to be. And it's not far, but it's really different from where we we still live, because there is no public transport here. It's everything by car, and there is the one bus in the morning to take the kids to school, to college, and well, that's high school and college, but for us it's college et lycée. But it's at 7 in the morning and it comes back around 7 in the evening, so that's a pretty rough day for kids. Pretty long. And it doesn't take into account if they have shorter days at school, for example. If they are starting school maybe at 10, it can happen depending on the timetable they have at the beginning of the year. I still have to get up to catch the bus at 7. So I know that until my kids have their own driving licenses, I will be driving around a lot to take them to school, to the lycée, to the college. I know that it's going to be part of my day-to-day life starting in September. Because we're moving end of June, we are going to have the 2-month break for the summer, and then they're going back to school early September. I really can't wait. It's getting harder and harder to get back to the home we live in, and we are going to live in until end of June. I really feel like I could spend my life here. I just want to stay here forever, so that's a good sign. And I'm very happy because I think yesterday I went to visit a potential dyeing studio for me, for Tricot Stitch. That's literally 1-minute drive from my house. I cannot walk there because it's a very I could actually, if it was meant to be a road to be walked on, but it's not. You don't have any sidewalks. It's not really made for people to walk along the embankments. There is nothing made for that, and it's pretty dangerous actually, because the cars are driving very fast on this portion of the road, so it's not possible to do that by walking. But it's a 1-minute drive, which is, I mean, super cool. And I think it's going to be perfect. I still need to confirm all the details, but I think that's it. I found the place, and it's so cool. I can't wait to show you more about that. I'm very excited. Like, I have butterflies in my stomach and all, and I'm so excited about this. Okay, that was a very long introduction, guys. I didn't even get to the part that if you're new to the podcast, there is a newsletter sent out every Monday afternoon at 5 p.m. Paris time. There is also a new podcast episode uploaded every Monday at 5 p.m. Paris time on the YouTube channel, and the shop is updated every Monday afternoon. So, yeah, and thank you so much. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. Okay, so what's the plan for today? Today, I'm going to show you the March colorway of the Stock Knitters Almanac and the contrasting color. And I'm going to show you a bit of knitting, because I had a really good break. Today is Sunday, the 5th of March. I'm going back to work tomorrow. We're driving back to the Parisian suburb tonight. And back to work tomorrow. So it was a very good 5-day break. Lot of rest. We went to sea, because it's only a 1-hour drive from where we live now, where we're going to live from end of June. That is so cool. And we visited, and we did some sightseeing. We did, because I was born in Normandy, but not that particular area, so it's very cool that it feels at the same time very familiar and quite new, because I didn't used to come around here a lot when I was little, so I knew of the place. I knew of the town of this area of Normandy, but it's like a 1-hour drive from where I was born and where I grew up. So not really like very different, but not as familiar as the place I grew up in. So quite nice. Okay, so March colorway. So I was explaining on the French version that this colorway has actually vibes both from my last September colorway, Mabon, and from the February colorway from last year, Druides. So I'm going to show you the mood board for this one. It's inspired by the season. I wanted to get close to nature again and go explore, the pagan names of the different important dates of the year, like the Wheel of Seasons and Wheel of Celebration, of seasonal celebrations. So Mabon is the name of the autumn equinox, fall equinox, and Ostara is the name of the spring equinox. So that's the name of the colorway for this month, Ostara. And it's inspired by the ancient tradition that predates actually Christianism. And it's very interesting because I'm absolutely not a specialist in symbology or things like that. But what strikes me the most is that the name of the relevant deity for Ostara is Eoster, that the symbols are eggs and rabbit, and it does ring a bell when you are were raised a Catholic. It does ring a bell. Not less in I must say, more like in the English version of the celebration. less in the French version of the celebration, because in French we don't have any relation with Easter and rabbits whatsoever. There is no link. There is no Easter rabbit. There is no things like that. Okay, so in French, the connection is a bit harder to see. It's more around the eggs. In France, it's not the rabbit that brings the eggs. It's the cloche. What is a cloche? Thing at the top of the church. The bells bring the eggs. I know it sounds completely, but I mean the rabbit is not better. Okay. Well, bells bring the chocolate eggs in France, and it's not named Easter, which is very close to Easter. It's named Pâques. Nothing to do whatsoever. So the link is not so obvious in France, in French, as in English. But in English, I mean, it's quite striking. Okay. So I'm going to show you the colorway. Okay. I dyed also a contrasting color for this month, like for the two. Oops. This one literally jumped out of my arms. So there you go. My sock almost fell into my coffee. Okay, so here is Ostara. So I wanted to do something inspired by the nature at this time of year, but you can see that it has nothing to do with like fresh spring colors. It's more very close to earth and very close to the imagery of the imagery of the goddess Ostara, actually, and the personification of Ostara as a powerful and benevolent woman figure. So here it is. So I'm going to show you base by base and talk more about the colorway. So I wanted something that plays with this very, to me, March is green. It's going to be difficult for me to do something else than green in March, because to me, the month is the greenest month there is in the year. So that's why I decided to go play with different shades of green for this colorway. And the colors very close to green on the wheel of colors, so yellow and blue. And I decided to play with those colors and apply them on the skein with a base of yellow, but a very pale and green undertone yellow, and then play with different shades of green, from the one with the most yellow to the one with more blue at the end. And then I decided to balance out the colorway with speckles of the contrary colors. So you have orange, you have a very bright and dark pink, and you have brown as well, which is complementary, I think. And then also speckles of the same colors as the main colors of the skin, just to intensify certain parts. So it's a very lively colorway. This is I've just shown you MCN. This is extra fine fingering. Okay, I tried it out on a bunch of different bases. This is Lurex. This is Stellina. This is Tweed and BFL. And the contrasting colorway for this month is called Rabbit Moon. And it's a very, very intense and saturated dark and warm brown with yellow and pink undertones. So it's I wanted to have something very contrasting to the main color of the month, to Ostara, but something that plays nicely with it as well. Not something that it's always a challenge to find a yarn that is contrasting, but not on the opposite side of the color wheel. You don't always have to want to pair something very, you know, bright and to do a clash of colors really to find a contrasting one. I'm going to have to change batteries. Hold on. Okay, let's continue. So yeah, the contrasting color. What I did also is that I dyed this colorway on DK and mohair and silk because I have a project I'd like to cast on after the podcast. And I think that's one of those colorways that is beautiful on fingering and DK, but it's absolutely gorgeous on mohair and silk. Even more beautiful on mohair and silk. So very excited about this new project I want to cast on. So I've shown you the contrasting colorway. This is the one. This is the same one on DK with more variation in the color. And for this time around, I will have some kits of 50-gram skeins of the contrasting color and the Ostara color. So Rabbit Moon and Ostara together, okay? And this is Rabbit Moon alone. I actually had a misfortune in dyeing all the other bases on Rabbit Moon because I forgot the very last step of the recipe. I wasn't focused, I don't know what happened. And I ended up with something close but not quite the same. So these will go for sale in the store shop as well because they are absolutely lovely, but they look more like a colorway that I've dyed already, like a few years back, which is called Pain d'Épicé Framboise. So this is Rabbit Moon with one step less. The step that brings it really up in saturation and darkness, I'd say. But yeah, no name for these ones, but still lovely. And what I like about those, that's why I'm showing them to you, is that you can see a bit more the undertones of the color, the yellow and well, it's not really yellow, it's more something a bit golden, and and pink, dark pink undertones. But yeah, I missed a step on this one. So the Rabbit Moon colorway is really this much more intense color, but still with, you see, variation in the colorway. It's a very lively colorway. And the pattern for the month that I am suggesting that you can knit with this yarn is this one. I'm sorry, the name of the pattern and the designer slipped out of my mind. I'm going to write it down, don't worry. And I will put the details in the newsletter as well. Well, no, not in the newsletter, but on my blog. I always put the link in the newsletter when I'm presenting the month colorway of the Almanac. I'm always putting a link to the blog. It's in order for you not to have a very long newsletter to read. I'm just putting the link. But know that each month I'm writing a blog post on my website, which is very detailed and gives you a lot of information about the colorway, the inspiration, the pattern of the month, and things like that. So the pattern of the month is this one. It's a very funky stock construction, and I think it's perfect if you're planning to use that kind of kit. 2 50-gram skeins of fingering weight. It's perfect. There you go. For March, I hope you like it. I have a project I can't wait to cast on, which is going to use this and this, which is the contrasting color, the Ostara and Rabbit Moon with some mohair and silk. I really love to pair mohair and silk and DK weight. It's a very satisfying project because it's very quick. It knits up very quickly. I'm going to knit the project on needles 7. I like a very quick project, like quick satisfaction. Not immediate satisfaction, but the closest you can get. So, knitting wise, I knitted a lot during my vacation. First of all, I'm going to show you the Knitbusters mystery card. So that's the mystery card inspired by the movie, the 1984 movie Ghostbusters. So if you don't want to be spoiled, look away, and I'm going to show you my first clue. Not quite complete, but getting there. So here it is. So this is the Vankman's Not Quite Wavy Lines chart, and there is no Dana. I'll take that as a big yes. I'm close to be finished on I'll take that as a big yes, and I still have the full torso apparition chart to knit. And I must say, it's very, very, very satisfying to pick the colors as I go. It's going to be a riot of colors, and that's perfect in my book. I think this will be, I mean, if I can stick to it, I think this is going to be delightful. So more on that next week, I hope. I have a very busy week ahead because I have to dye the March colorway for the shop. I have to dye the January, February and March colorways for the 3 months club. So I'm only 1/3 done on that. I still have February and March to dye and to send out. And then I have to prepare for the fiber show at the end of the month. So although, I mean, it's less busy than it was in January, still very busy, but in a good way. So I'll still have a lot of time to knit, I think. Then I finished the front panel of my broadleaf sweater. So because I'm sitting very high, I cannot show you where it reaches, but you can below my hip bone. Okay, and the pattern called for knitting this motif 23 times, and I intended to follow the instructions, but then I tried it on and it's already past my hip bone, so quite long for a sweater, and it's only 20 repeats. And then I counted on the pictures of the there is the pattern is shown on two sides to be size inclusive. You have this one, which is I think one of the smaller size, and you have this one, which I think is one of the larger sizes. And this one, there is only 18 repeats, so 5 less than the one I'm knitting. I am knitting like a middle size, and the smaller size calls for 22 repeats. But I think if you're knitting so many repeats, you're going to end up with something very long. And I think that if I had gone on and knitted up to the 23 repeats, I would have had something that came down to my size. And that's too long. I don't want that. I'm quite long torsoed, so no problem with having this. If it's past my hip bone, it's okay because it's kind of boxy and it's fine. But really, I still have a question mark on that. Why is it 18 repeats on one of the larger sizes in the pattern, but then the smaller ones call for 22 repeats? It does say knit this amount of repeats or until you reach the length that you wish. But in my mind, I mean, I like the length that is shown on the pattern, on the pictures. So in my mind, what is shown on the pictures is actually what the instructions are about. I don't know if I'm clear. And if you wish to do something different than the one that is depicted in the pictures, then you decide to do it crop or to do it very long. It's up to you. But if you follow the directions, you should end up with something very close to what you have in the pictures, right? And what strikes me here is that you have 5 more repeats on the middle size that you have on the plus model that it has only 18 repeats. So a big question mark on that. I hope it won't be too long. I followed the instructions of knitting something very with a lot of positive ease, because you want the brioche to actually fall down your shoulder like this. Okay, I think that's part of what makes the sweater so lovely. So I really wanted to have this brioche drop on the shoulder. So I knitted something with like, I think 30 centimeters of positive ease or even more. And I think it's going to be okay. And I'm going to block it more on the like this and not making it longer. But yeah, and I'm almost, after knitting the front panel, this is what's left of my yarn. So that was the first skeins of each. And I think that because I'm going to knit a brioche panel for the back as well, I'm going to be left with that. And I will definitely need a third skein of this and this, which I don't have at the moment, to knit the sleeves. But I will have to dye some more. I hope, it's okay because it's brioche. It doesn't matter if it's not exactly the same by bath, but well, I'll have to be careful about that. And yeah, I think I'll knit the sleeves with, oh my God, I've just spotted a mistake on the brioche. What? Oh no. Oh no. Look at that. I've just seen it at the minute. I will not frog it. Okay. I will live with it. I hate that. Okay, next project. Well, I made progress on the socks for February. So maybe my idea is clearer because I talked to you about my design idea in the last episode. Maybe this makes it clearer, because the idea I had is jambières, which are, I think, leg warmers in English, or leggings. But no, that's leg warmers. Yes, I put legging, but it's not leggings. It's leg warmers. I don't know. I knew the word. I don't know why it didn't. Okay, that's leg warmers, guys. Okay, so that's my idea for my 80s inspired kind of leg warmers socks. Okay, just like leg warmers, but with feet. And you can see that there is a wide difference in the gauge of brioche and 2x2 ribbing on the same needle. I'm going to play along with that to have this ruffle effect. I'm thinking at least 3 repeats like this, maybe 4. And what would be very cool would be to do a kind of heel, maybe short row. That would be reversible because, both sides are beautiful. So maybe I'm going to work on something completely reversible. Maybe garter stitch heel or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. So that's the progress on that. And the last project I wanted to share with you is my Phases sweater by Jennifer Begg, native knitter. So I don't know yet. The jury is still out on this one, okay? The pattern is very cool, very easy to knit, but I don't know about my colors really. I think I went a bit overboard with the colors. When is it when you reach the point of too much? Is it too much? I don't know. I always think that you can, wear anything with a pair of jeans, especially if it's jeans like in this petrol blue color. But when is bit too much. I don't know. I don't know why. I thought it was a good idea. I couldn't pick actually between the bright orange and the purple, but I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to go with both. Maybe I should have toned it down a bit. Anyway, I still like it. I now realize, okay, I didn't at the time when I picked colors, but now that I'm knitting it, I realize there are strong Halloween vibes with this one. Okay, very strong. Again, not on purpose. The thing is, the sweater calls for 5 colors, but when you look at it, it's like you can really see 4, maybe even 3 if you look very, very quickly, but not 5. And I had a hard time, really understanding where each color is going to be relative to the other. And it's only when I knitted it that I realized that the bright orange was going to sit right next to the purple on the color. And more than that, I now realize that my colorway is going to be either bright orange with purple motif or purple with orange motif. Okay, I can rock this. I know I can. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Desigual, so that's what I'm telling myself. It's kind of a Desigual piece, you see? It's going to be, but I mean, it's so bright. And okay, I'm not sure, but when I wear it like this, I think it is beautiful. We'll see, guys, okay? It's not impossible that I finally meet my, my limits in color. Maybe not, we'll see. I'm still enjoying it very much. We'll see. Okay, that's it for this week. I don't know what's in the books for next week because I'm going to be working hard on the Almanac, on fulfilling all your Almanac orders. So I'll tell you more next. Maybe we'll be only knitting podcast, knitting update next week. I don't know. But I will let you know definitely next Monday. And for the time being, Ostara is in the shop as a pre-order. I've already started dyeing the colorway for this month, and yeah. Okay, so thank you so much for staying with me up until the end, and I'll see you in the next episode next Monday. So take care, happy knitting, and see you next Monday. Bye.